Pandas. Good morning, my pandas. Welcome to the stream. We just finished the pre-market show. Always have a great time there. Hopefully one day we'll see you guys there. By the way, if you are a member and are wondering why are you not in the pre-market show, it's because in order to enter the pre-market show, if you're a member, you have to go to the channel and go to the membership tab. John Lee asks, does the code still work? I don't know. Does it? Try it. The thing is, I can't use my own codes, so I can't even take advantage of it. It was really for you guys, and so you guys can try it out. Tell me if it works. If it does work, that's amazing. I don't think it will. They told me it'll stop today, so yeah. But hey, good news, pandas. Good news. Maybe. Well, it depends. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe Labor Day. There might be another one, like a apex wide one. Who knows? Maybe. Oh, I gotta change this. Sorry. All right, pandas. Emini Santos. How do you become a member? You can press the join button. You might be, if you're like on a tablet, I think it looks a little different if you're watching like from like an iPad or something. But you can just go to, there should be a button, you know, if you're like full screen, just or don't full screen the video, and you should see like a link to become a member. Also, I think there's a link in the description, and also if you want to, you can go to the channel itself and there should be a join button. What do we have here? Break a trend to new high, and trap trade here. Ends up being a nice trap. We are approaching the previous day's close again. And strong push down, right? The reason, I mean, you can actually scalp out here, but you're underneath the 20 MA at this point with a two-leggy. And it makes its own two-legged pullback to the short side. From what it looks like it's trying to find some sort of base off right here, off this pivot, right? Kind of bouncing off here with a two-legged pullback of its own. A, B, C. Two-legged pullback, pushes up off the 20 MA, and it looks like this blue line might act as some sort of support. Yermini Santos, appreciate the support. Thanks for becoming a panda. Enjoy your two-legged pullback badge as it forms over time. Enjoy your panda emoticons, and enjoy access to the pre-market show. Give Yermini a nice panda welcome if you're a panda. Pushing back down. So this is, I don't know, it might not be true. Who knows? According to the daily chart, what do we have here? What do we have here now? So we have this downtrend going. It actually misses the downtrend. It doesn't even hit the trend line. I mean, I could try to tweak this to make it hit it and like scoot it down, but it doesn't really make sense to do that. I mean, just, you know, if you just, even using this is the most I can cheese it really. And misses it. Really, it's just bouncing off the 200 SMA, which is this dash line here. And going underneath the 20 EMA, which is a shock because you'd think it'll bounce off of it. But rather than bouncing off of it, just dips underneath it. I mean, we're still hovering around it. And tomorrow we have news, and so tomorrow might be the catalyst for the news to actually move this market. But who knows? Really, it can move today. Let's see. Yeah, tomorrow we have news at 8:30 a.m. It's the prelim GDP, and on Thursday we have news at 8:30 p.m. or sorry a.m. 8:30 a.m. the PCE numbers, and at 10 o'clock on Friday we have Fed Chair Powell speak. Sorry, today's Wednesday. So tomorrow on Thursday, 8:30 a.m. there's news prelim GDP. On Friday, 8:30 a.m., there's core PCE numbers. And also on Friday at 10 a.m., Fed Chair Powell speaks. So just heads up. So those might be a catalyst to move this market either way here. The tricky thing about this part, it looks bearish. I mean, if I were to look at this, two strong bear bars ending near their lows, underneath the 20 MA now, and it looks bearish to me. Most likely looks like they might have another leg down. So we could have a pullback and another leg down. This is what I'm thinking. But I mean, the 20 MA typically acts as a strong support, and we do have a trading range, a big old trading range on the daily chart, so we can come back to the bottom of the trading range on the daily chart. And this trading range is created by the price action that you see on the screen. I didn't make this trading range. Trading range was made, and so according to the price action, this really hasn't moved strong enough either way. Even with the strong move down, because we were contained in this cluster, it basically was a trading range, and now as a failed breakdown, comes all the way back up. And now, even with the strong move up, still it's a failed breakout, coming back into the trading range. So we'll see here. We shall see. With that being said, I mean, we're about to open right at the previous day's close. So what kind of day we're going to have today? Your guess is as good as mine, to be honest. I am not sure. I'm really not sure. Zero cool. Coming with a prophecy, today will be a trading range day. I mean, if we are opening at previous day's close, it can really be a trading range. Typically, if you have a trading range day the day before, the next day will also be a trading range. I know. It sounds like, you know, that sounds like silly to think about, but typically is. Our Panda's market just opened. Let's get that bamboo. Let's see here. Right now, what we're focusing on is this breakout trend to new low, but we're beneath the 20 MA. So you can not cheese this, but maybe even change this trend line to look like this because of how strong this push down is. So the question is, you know, what are we going to use trend line? Since we broke beneath the 20 MA, I'm thinking this is the trend line to use. Sitting on my pause. We have a micro quint bottom right now. DX, today will be a Wednesday. What kind of day will it be? It'll be a Wednesday. Trap triggering here. Not interested in a trap. Too much cluster, too much overlap, too choppy here. So these can lead back up to a failed breakdown back into this small cluster. So not interested in that trap. This reversal is a failed trap currently. Triggering the other way. Can you get rid of this blue line? So much noise on the screen. I'd be sweating if I went short here. I don't think that's a good short to take. Too much overlap here, right at the market open as well. We do have something interesting happening here. On the 10K chart, we do have a potential trap trade here. And if this triggers, we can actually push up very high. And we can get maybe above the 20 EMA on the daily. I mean, we're not that far away from it. We're really not that far away from the 20 EMA on the daily chart. Push down again, so it doesn't stop you out. Almost stops you out. 2 ticks away. Underneath the 20 EMA, right? Still underneath the 20 EMA here. Could be a type of spike in channel at this point. It's a little hard to measure this spike. I mean, am I going to use this pivot? Maybe. Kind of hard. Alright, Pandas, while this chops around, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, Pandas. Good morning, good morning. I see not much has changed. We're underneath the 20 EMA. No entries for us. The 10,000 tick chart trap is gone. And the first bar of the 5-minute chart is actually a bearish bar here. But no follow through currently. We're underneath the 20 EMA is just acting as this resistance right now. And I won't go long until I see some proof that we're going to go above the 20 EMA, or that we can stay above the 20 EMA. The 20 EMA is acting as, like, people are scalping off the 20 EMA right now. Limit order. Right, they're selling limit orders on the 20 EMA here. You can see that through the price action. So people are selling with limit orders. Then you're thinking, you know, when you get near the 20 EMA, there are going to be a lot of limit orders there. And if there are a lot of limit orders, you're not trying to really come in with a stop order above it, because you might get knocked back down with all the limit orders. So until we can see through the price action that the limit orders are no longer able to push the market back down, then that's when we start to think, okay, maybe we can go long here. And so this is what people try to do here. They try to go with a stop order, but then they got knocked down with limit orders. So people a little too eager there to go long. Right? They come with a stop order one tick above here and realize, you know, people limit orders all along. Basically, there's a bunch of limit orders up to probably like a point, maybe even up to previous day's close. They have limit orders up there. Is this my full account? I don't know what that means. It's my full account. It is a account. we trade only funded accounts here. I use Apex every day. You know, it's 100% risk free, so I use it. So now we're seeing some through the price action that limit order bears are starting to struggle here, keeping underneath the 20 EMA. Do I want to trap trade to the long side here? Perhaps thinking break a trend to new low, and then we can have a reversal set up back to the top of this trading range. That could be the case here. This is quite a strong push down though, so I'm not sure. It could just be a downtrend. But I would look for a trap trade here. Maybe swing it for a little bit even. Corsi's at work right now. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Speedy Boy says, took that fail second tree short. Not sure which one it is. These are all traps here, so. We may have a trap here. Fail second entry short. I'll consider going long here. I think we have enough here. Break a trend to new low. And maybe I'll swing this one for a little bit. It looks like a choppy day, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty big signal bar. We're pretty much hovering at the previous day's close. So this can act as basically a key area today, and it could just be hovering around yesterday's close the entire day. We shall see. I'm not entirely sure here. But the fact that we're close to it right now makes me feel like we're going to have a choppy day today. Al Brooks has a 3-day workshop. I don't know, I'll consider that. Going long here. Do not copy my trades. Oh. Ah, pandas. Don't you love that sound? It's a beautiful sound. Ooh, maybe it's good I didn't go long here, though. I moved that a little too late. I'm kind of happy I didn't go long right now. I'll be sweating if I saw this. Or maybe I should have gone long. I mean, deep retracement. Don't you love that sound? I don't know. Maybe you guys could count how many beeps that was and then get some idea of how many accounts I have. It's It's when you mess up on an order, and then it will make that sound for every account. It's a fail second tree short here, actually starting to make its way up. Ooh, I like that. I like how that looks. You know what? I'll go short here if I can get a retracement. I like how the end of that bar was. I might get chopped up here. I like how that ended, and if you get retracement, I'll take it. I like the follow through bar. I mean, we could swing this trade, but from the looks of it, I'm not sure how much we're gonna really move. It's already getting a little choppy here. Touches my target. Bounces off the 2-point target. I'm just holding this. Holding this trade. Just being patient. Touches it again. It's a bit silly. Micro double top. That might be enough for me to want to get out of this trade. Let's be patient. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Whew. Was patient for that setup. I saw the push up. I saw the fall through bars. If I can get a retracement here, it looks good now. And voila, there it is. Let's go, baby. Green line is not resistance. It's actually acting as a support now. It might come back to the top of this trading range. I just don't feel like this is necessary. Oh, it is moving up. I was thinking swing trading is back to the top of the trading range, but I just didn't know really. I felt like we're going to be in a choppy market today. You know, strong bear bar, strong bull bar. This bull bar has followed through, but underneath the 20 MA, so hard to take that trade. 10,000 tick chart. Not much information here. Other than we had to move up, might look for a new high here. Pulls back a little bit here. So if I had a swing trade here, I'll probably be at break even +1. This blue line here, let's make it green. What kind of green should I use? Which green? I like... Let's do this. Let's do lime green. How about that? So I would put my order back to break even, and then now here I'll use this pivot low as my price action stop, and so I can protect myself with 2 points. If this decides to reverse, it'll hit me, or I could even attach this to the 20 EMA and then just let it trail the 20 EMA. So typically I put it like a point or two underneath the 20 MA, like so it'd be like down here, and I'll just let it rise. And if it goes 2 points underneath the 20 MA, then I just figured it might be the reversal. Just like here, right? Once you get 2 points above the 20 MA, it starts to show like a little reversal here. So that's my thinking. A stop price action stop loss would be stopped out here already. And wow, okay, I'm gonna move down. It's a L4 setup. L4 makes 2 points. Back to the 20 MA. I really just think we might have a trading range day today again. I don't know. You know, these are tricky. So the fact that we're just going back and forth on the previous day's close just makes me feel like trading range day. But I'm not a prophet. I just make profit. Whew. Except for yesterday was a red day. So. While ask, am I copying my... Yes, I'm copying my trades. Oh yeah, am I trading all my accounts at once? I'm on and off. Some days I like to trade all my accounts, some days maybe not. We do have a trap trade here, too early though. Too early for this trap trade. This will be first break of trend. Looking for a new high still actually. So if you take this trap, thoughts and prayers to you. Plus you have the previous day's close can act as a support now. So not taking that trade if it does trigger. So it feels like an entry long. It might just go away though. A, B, C. Second entry long, terrible signal bar. Fall through bar, also terrible. But it's going back up, so you might make your scalp. Still above the 20 MA, so there's a chance. Turtle Toes, big red day for you yesterday. Yeah, once you lose two, you start to maybe go on tilt. You gotta take a break. For me, after 3 losses, I almost just stopped trading. Like I at least sit away, turn off the charts for like at least like a couple hours. Sometimes I trade even like sim and copy my trades over from sim to my regular because just seeing the red numbers makes you trade in a way where you're trying to catch up rather than trade setups. And so sometimes I change it to sim and copy my trades over just so I don't see that red anymore. This red right here on the bottom right of your screen. Well, I mean, if it's red, then you know you're always thinking catching up. So sometimes I do that. Panda, I'm trading on 10 accounts with the copy trader now, but I'm scared to go for more. How much do you recommend as a max to use on the copy trader? I mean, I'm agnostic to how many accounts I have. So whatever you would do typically on one account, then that's what you would do just regular. So just trade it as if. Just trade as is, sorry. Just trade as if it is just one account. So that's what I recommend. Whatever you would do for this one account, regardless of the trade copier, just trade it like that. I'm agnostic to how many accounts I have right now. I can have one account, I can have 100. It doesn't really matter. As long as it doesn't create liquidity issues. We do have a trap trade here. It does give us a point, but above the 20 MA. And it's not a good place, right? We're going to break a trend, looking for a new high still. You might not get it though. This might be the attempt to the new high, possibly. It just looks weird. Looks like a trading range type day. Coming back to the previous day's close, looks like. So I'm not taking that trap trade because it's a little too early. I mean, this could have been an overshoot maybe. I don't think so. Yeah, it's not even an overshoot. Is there a trend line somewhere? Let's do like a move back to the downside here. Outside bar reversal coming back to the previous day's close. Connect the support. I mean, it could be one of those days, pandas. Just really trading range type day. Especially with news tomorrow, waiting for some sort of catalyst here. But on the daily chart, if previous days looks like this, like pretty much a trading range day, then we could have another trading range day today. Looking for that new high now. This could be breaker trend to new low. Nice push up here, but a little confusing, right? Terrible signal bar. This actually is a trap trade here. If you didn't realize, this actually did like a second entry short. But, I mean, looking at this right now is confusing. Just sitting on my pause here. The big overall picture, I mean, it looks like trading range. I don't know. It doesn't really look like much. This blue box here was like the trading range all day for the last couple days. And we're kind of going down, I guess. Lower highs here. Didn't see that. We are making lower highs currently here. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. I'm not sure, you know, I don't know if I want to make a channel like down here. Maybe it looks like a channel like this. A channel going down. Perhaps. I don't know. This little price action here makes this a little weird. I have to mark it at least mark it because I see at least 3 reactions off of this thing. So I'm gonna mark it. I just don't really know how to do this bottom line. I guess I'm gonna just put it. I put it here. I don't know. I don't want to include this because this is really far away from it. But we come back up and hit the top of it again. So I don't think there's coincidences in the market. This is absolute choppiness, right? The trading range indicator marking the trading range for us still. We missed the top of it though. And that swing trade, I mean, if you're at break even at least, then let me see. It could have been a 2 times risk reward on this bar. See, what happened was people who took the swing trade actually made a 2 times risk reward. And so you see it bounce off right at this spot kind of randomly. It's because the 2 times risk reward on this bar is right at this area. So people were taking the profits there. At least that's what I believe it's happening. The 2 times risk reward. Perfectly hit. Micro triple top. Now these bars are super overlapping. This is when we sit on our pause. In a sense, it's annoying, but also it's nice because you just know there's nothing you can do here and just watch until you see some clear price action. You can try to take your chances going limit orders near the bottom here. Put like a limit order here. Go long. Take whatever loss that you typically would take. And see if you can come swing back up to the top of this choppiness. You can do that. And people have been doing that. And when it doesn't work out, they have made so much money already that it's okay. That they'll take that one hit, and once they take the hit, you know, they stop. But hopefully by then they've already made, you know, 4 or 5 trades to already make up for, you know, it will cancel out one of those trades, but they've already made 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, I was birthed at the moment my channel was created. That's how old I am. I did not exist before the channel. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. We're just watching this choppy market. Well, we're watching it together. Isn't that swell? If we're hovering around the previous day's close like this, it's just going to act like a strong magnet. And if there's no strong conviction either way, people are basically going to use previous day's close as a marker of how to trade. So if it goes too far above it, they're going to think, oh, that's a good price to sell. And they think it's a discount to short. And those, when it goes too far down, they're like, this is a discount to buy. So whenever it goes too far away from this previous day's close, which is this dashed line, this pink dashed line, you know, I would say start to look for, you know, shorts if you're too far above it, longs if you're too far below it. But who knows? It could break out. I mean, this could just be an opening range, and then it of course can have a trend later. But from what it seems like, 5-minute chart actually having a tough time staying above the 20 EMA here. Interesting. I mean, it's actually a trap trade to the short side. Very weird trap, but it's a trap trade. Fails second entry long. Can't break above the 20 EMA. Trap trade. And if this is trap trade and it actually plays out, which could, it could be a strong downtrend day today, but I don't know. Hard to say. Really hard to say. Slightly bearish bias, but I don't know. I'm thinking maybe going long here, but maybe because I'm just itching to get into a trade. Thinking of this trading range here. Maybe coming back up to the top. Thinking this is a failed breakout. Coming bouncing off. Might come back to the top of the trading range here. Could be a possibility. Too confusing. Yeah, hope you guys used the coupon yesterday. It expired at midnight, but hopefully you guys took advantage of it while it lasted. Yeah, so the trading range indicator giving us the bottom of trading range, but the reason why I'm hesitant to use this right now because we missed the top of it. So we could be having some bearish pressure here. Some selling pressure to push down more. We missed the top of the trading range, so don't shill other people's coupons on this account, please. This channel. Big push up. So what ends up happening, the failed breakdown comes back to the top of the trading range. We might hit the top. Big push up here. Surprise bar. Most likely follow through. People are probably always in long right now, just buying. Surprise bar here. 10K chart, two-legged pullback, higher low, second entry long, two-legged pullback on the 5-minute chart. I'm looking for a long trade. Let's see if we can get it. It could be a breaker trend to new high as well, top of the trading range. But surprise bar typically has follow through. No follow through currently. Am I looking for a second entry long? At this point, maybe. As long as we have a gap here, this looks bullish. But guess we're hitting our heads, the top of the trading range. Fortune favors the brave. Those who went long here, just incredible move back up to the top of the trading range. bottom to the top. The reason why I was scared to enter this long here is because we missed the top here, so I'm thinking maybe, you know, it might push down more, but I mean, surprise bar back to the top. No follow through currently on this surprise bar, right? Absolutely no follow through. Right, the next bar was bearish. Now we're pushing down, so it could just be a bull leg in a trading range. Oftentimes looks like a strong trend bar. Notice where we're bouncing off of right now, the 20 EMA, but also the top of the signal bar. Pushing below now, so strong bear bar. So this strong surprise bar, you have to wait for the fall through. It never came. Coming to the top of the range, maybe back to the bottom of the trading range. I'm getting rid of this blue box. Blue box no bueno. Might come back to the bottom trading range. No setup for us though, so it doesn't really matter what happens. But at least we can read the market, and seeing what happens does help us. So when things change, we will be fast to realize, quick to realize. Surprise bar, no follow through, just straight to the top of the trading range. Comes back down, maybe back to the bottom of the trading range. I'm thinking maybe previous day's close at least. So if anything, you can just go short anywhere here, thinking we're going to hit the previous day's close. It's like free money. Does hit previous day's close right there. So traders who are not really like, you know, honestly just going short anywhere near here, coming back underneath the 20 minutes, let's go short because, you know, we have a key area here that most likely would be hit. Bottom of the trading range, back to the top of the trading range. Trading range was created way back here, as you can see in the overnight session. And the trading range is showing us the current range from way back here. It hasn't really changed. Failed breakout, failed breakdown. Bottom to the top, bottom, back to the top, back to the bottom. We hit the bottom much quicker than the top, that's for sure. Someone mentioned there's a trend line here. Actually, good trend line. I didn't have this trend line, but that's a good trend line. Given by Odie here. Good trend line. Didn't really mark it, but that would have been maybe a nice double key area here, right? Previous day's close. Also, trend line could have been a reason to go long here. I was thinking going long here, but more on the fact that we had a failed breakdown, and you know, so that's what I was thinking more. We do have a trap trade here, a little far away from 20 MA. I don't know if I really want to trade away from the previous day's close. It just seems like a magnet right now. Just go too far above it, it sucks it back down. Go too far below it, sucks it back up. So it's just a magnet that's just attracting it either way. But I'm a sucker for setups like this, and I might want to go short. But if it's a trading range day today, the worst thing you can do is trying to find a breakout and trend, which is basically what I'm banking on if I take this trap trade. But market cycle wise, it looks like a trading range, so hard for me to take any trade away from this trading range, right? This trading range looks too strong, and if I trade this trap, I'm trading away from it, so a little difficult. Gregory says your trading range indicator is cracked. It sure is. Here's proof. When it is like ranging, the trading range indicator is actually pretty good. Like I get shocked. I don't know if you guys know how I made it, but I basically made it. I asked Mac from Price Action Trades, how do you identify trading ranges? And he gave me some criteria. He wasn't very clear, but whatever he gave me, I just used. I was like, all right, I'll make some. I'll program this, and voila, birthed the trading range indicator. This red line, this green line is automatically created by the price action, so giving us a range here. Now, is it perfect? No. I mean, it's not. You have to know how to read the price action so you know if you're in a trading range or not. But if you're in a trading range, I mean, even here from bottom to the top, back to the bottom, back to the top. Here, trading range was created way back here, but identified it and it stuck you in it for a while. Here, right, not so good, right? I mean, well, at the time, this line would have been down here, and it made so many hits here, it extended it a little bit, and then finally pushed down. So, choppy days, trading range indicator works nicely. Iron Cruise, if you want information on the trading range indicator or the two-legged pullback indicator that you see here with all these numbers, this is a two-legged pullback indicator, giving you showing you every single second entry, showing you all the traps, giving you alerts, whatever you want, set it up to.
5-minute trap.
Look at this move from the bottom back to the top, possibly of the trading range. Absolutely amazing. I guess I couldn't take the setup. Maybe I should have. I should have just taken the second entry long off the bottom of the trading range. At this point, you're just thinking trading range day, so you already have a nice swing trade here. But go to the official website at www.twoleggedpullback.com. Mike Rathburn, usually about 24 hours. Usually about 24 hours. Maybe a little bit more. 24 to 48 hours, how about that?
5-minute trap.
It looks like he wants to come back to the top of the trading range, but I'm not going to take a trade here. We do have a trap on the 5-minute chart, but the 5-minute chart is also trading range. Trap does trigger on the 5-minute chart. Maybe strong push up here. Strong bull bar on the 10K chart. The 2K chart still in the trading range, so I don't know. The higher time frames are suggesting now that we might be bullish. Right, we're starting to go above the 20-minute. I want to see how this bar ends. If this bar ends strong bull bar ending on its high, we may have a breakout here. Keeping a close eye on the 5-minute chart on another chart here. Or should I just trust the trading range indicator and just go short at the top? Nah. Panda, how you guys doing? How you doing? Put a quick poll up there. What's your bias here? Do you think it's going to come back down? Or do you think we're going to break out here? If I go short here, I would have some serious Panda cojones. The thing is about the setups on the trading ranges, typically you look for lower high, higher low setups. But if the trading range, I mean, if it just bounces this severely, there's no entry really. Or even along here, I would look for a higher low setup. Almost created one here. Here, right, you want a higher low setup. The higher low setup doesn't happen until here. Or you could have maybe gone long after this strong bull bar. Perhaps. I think the trade that we took earlier was probably the best trade so far. Like I mentioned, if we're far away from the previous day's close, I typically don't want to trade away from just because it's acted and proven itself to be a magnet so far. So the 5-minute chart doesn't really create a strong bull bar, but it's bullish. The 5-minute chart, or the 10K chart, sorry. Maybe some follow through here. We may have a trap on the 2K chart, but it's a little too risky because we have obvious resistance here. So it's hard to go long there, but can be my guest if you want to. Micro double top. I would need a lower high setup if I were to go short here. Lower high setup. Trap trade to the long side. It's a trap coming off the 20 MA here. Pretty good follow through, it looks like so far. A lower high setup could be a trade to take to come back down to the previous day's close. I may consider a lower high here, but notice if you trade any lower high, it turns to a two-legged pullback to the long side. Reason why I'm not going long here because we have obvious resistance here. It's hard for me to go long right into there. Pretty strong push up. It does break the previous high. So we have no more lower high setup. Strong bull bar ending near its high. You're thinking possible breakout of this trading range now. That could be possible. 10,000 tick chart showing itself to be a little bullish here. 5-minute chart. Looks choppy on the 5-minute chart still to me. Don't really know. No follow through yet on this bull bar ending on its high. Just being ultra patient here. Some follow through now. There may be some follow through. It's a pause bar, right? Strong bull bar ending on top. Pause bar. Let's see what happens here. If it breaks above the previous candle's high here, I would not be surprised if a lot of traders start to come in. If it breaks above this previous high, I wouldn't be surprised if it has a burst up. I really wouldn't be surprised. Because people are waiting for follow through on the strong bull bar, thinking we're going to have a breakout. So those who are trading a breakout right now, they're going to have a good risk reward, maybe even a 10-point risk reward. But their risk will be about 3 or 4 points. So they're looking for a 2-to-1 here. They're still waiting on that follow through on this breakout. No follow through. Actually, breaks out to the other side here. We make it a trap trade to the long side. This trap trade may be a good trade to take, but I'm going to sit on my pause. Notice how there's a small little gap here. This gap here could be everything, could tell you everything that you need to know. The fact that it couldn't come back down to the top of this signal bar shows us a strong bullish, right, eagerness, or how eager the bulls are really to enter in, because people are coming with limit orders right there before it even touches this signal bar, the top of the signal bar. So we see the breakout makes a gap here and a nice push up, makes 2 points already. So like I mentioned, when there's follow through after this strong bull bar, pause bar, follow through, this is what people are waiting for, and they got it. So, and this little gap here is very telling on what's happening here, right? We're creating gaps now, right? We have a gap here, and we have a gap here now, and these gaps tell us everything we need to know, really, showing us how strong the bulls are. Breaking out now, very close, like I mentioned on the daily chart, to 20 EMA. I wouldn't be surprised if we close above it today. You know, the market kind of could make its decision now and thinking we're just bullish, right? Strong bull bar ending on its high on the 5-minute. You're thinking follow through on this 5-minute bar. 10K chart just bullish right now. Right, I had a feeling it was bullish. I just didn't like the fact that the setup was triggering underneath the resistance. I just didn't like that. This one above it, but pretty good move up. I mean, I was reading it. I had a feeling it was going to happen, but so like I mentioned, people who are trading this looking for at least a 2 times risk reward. So let's say like you go here. They're looking for this setup here. Looking for this profit target. Right, they have their stop loss underneath here. They're entering long here, so you have about 1, 2, 3, 4.5, basically 5 points of risk. Looking for a 10-pointer, 10-point swing. We break the overnight highs. Right, yep, this is overnight highs. We do pierce it by 1 tick. As long as we have gaps, I'm going to try to go long. I'm going to try to go long here. We do hit this trend line again, though. I'm going to go with a second entry long, though. It might be a little late, but yeah, I don't know about this one. This is a little far away from my 20 MA. Terrible signal bar as well. Far away from 20 MA. Can't take this second entry long. That is a second entry long in an uptrend, in breakout mode. Not sure what's happening here. People are sweating, who went long here on the second entry long. They're sweating right now with the follow through looking like this. They still really haven't made their scalp. They might make it here though. This could be the pullback you get. Currently maybe a trap trade back down to 20 MA here. Could be possible. This trend line actually is hitting off of it. Very interesting. And reacting off of it. Also the previous days. It's just when you see the 5-minute chart and it looks like this, you're thinking follow through on that bar. Right? Surprise bar, thinking follow through. So I'm going to try to go long here. This might be too soon. I would like it to be closer to 20 MA. But it's another attempt up here. I like my setup here. I like at least coming back to 20 MA. I might take it on the first entry. All right, we still have a gap here. Still a gap. We even have a gap here as well. Reversing. Still a little far away from 20 MA. I'd like it to be a little closer than that. Just being patient. If it goes on without me, so be it. I mean, I'm just not entering this until I get my setup. Also, terrible signal bar. It ends up pushing higher now. The 5-minute bar looks like pause bar. It might have follow through here. Looks like the follow through will happen on the 5-minute chart. But who knows? We're waiting. We're just waiting here. Double top. Interesting. It's weird. Weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know what's happening. We're definitely at this area here where it looks like there's some resistance. Overnight highs acting as resistance, right? Hitting it 2 times. This is such a strong move up to it. You're thinking there's going to be some follow through. 5-minute chart strong bull bar ending on its high. Pause bar, you're thinking follow through. We're still above the 20 MA, so I just need some sort of setup here. I just don't have anything. Getting very choppy now. Right, now you have these wicks above here. You have a wedge here. The fact that like it's kind of waiting for the 20 MA basically to catch up to it. Like I actually want to still go long here because now it's kind of paused, waiting for the 20 MA to catch up, and I think it wants to bounce off of it. But it still hasn't touched the 20 MA. Right, it's still clearly above it. Now we might get that follow through on the 5-minute chart. If we break above this high, it might be a strong push up. Okay, people are in long now, right? Always in long still. Just no setup for me in all of this nasty cluster. Just no setup for us. Just have to watch it go without us because there was no setup. Maybe trap trade to the long side, I might take it. If we get trap trade here, I may take it. Maybe outside bar reversal. Barely enough room for this. It's far away from 20 May. I can't take this trade. Even though I feel like it will make an obvious 2-point scalp here, I'm going to sit on my pause. I mean, I waited this long for all this to miss me. I feel like now at this point it's FOMO. Edgar says, why do I call these gaps? These are, according to Al Brooks, these are gaps. Al Brooks, if you don't know, he is the godfather of price action trading. He literally wrote the book on it. And when there is a strong move up, right, there's a gap. So the signal bar, this is the signal bar, right? It's the bar before the breakout. And basically, after the breakout, if it doesn't come back down to test the signal bar, then we have created a gap. So the pullback here has only gone this far, and there's a gap here from this high to this low of this pivot. There's a gap. Also here, right? You see the strong bull bar, right? Here's the signal bar, and the lowest pullback was right here, and so you have this gap here. It hasn't touched the signal bar yet. Again, here, doesn't touch the signal bar yet. Doesn't test the signal bar. Still creating these gaps. Now, I wanted to take this trap trade now. That's close to the 20 MA. I want to take this long, hitting right at resistance. I hate this. I hate when you're right at resistance, you're underneath it. If we're above the resistance, acting as support, then I would like to enter long. But if we're beneath the resistance still, it's hard for me to go long here, even though we're clearly in an uptrend, but the resistance can push you back down. I mean, it just increases the chances that it will fail. I mean, I think slightly the chances are it'll still go up, but you know, we have all these gaps here, so we can still be very bullish. I just don't like to trade in this area because really anything can happen. We're clearly above the 20 MA. It makes me feel like it's bullish still, but yeah, we're underneath the resistance. If we're above the resistance and it's acting as support, then I can understand, yeah, let's go long. But if we're underneath the resistance and we're hitting our heads on it, then it's hard for me to go long into that. And this resistance is just a overnight high. Yamini Santos, if you're using NinjaTrader, I have a video on my channel. So I'd be sweating right now if I went long here. But we're still above the 20 MA. Could be your saving grace. Basically, NinjaTrader settings. If you look up that on my channel, you'll find a video. And that'll be probably helpful if you want to make it look like this, essentially. Oh, all right. So you just got stopped out if you went long right there. Bouncing off a resistance area. we can come back to yesterday's low. I'm just surprised on this 5-minute chart, strong bull bar ending on its high. No follow through, virtually no follow through. In fact, it's reversing. Right, the follow through fails. So the breakout that was supposed to be breakout doesn't look like a breakout anymore. It looks like an exhaustion bar. Exhaustive move. Gap is filled. This gap is no longer here. As you can see, we hit the top of this signal bar. Gap is gone. I may take a trap trade here. When you bounce off a resistance like this, typically I try to trade with that, especially if I think we might come back down to the previous day's close. I may take this trap here. I still feel like we have a bullish, like some bullish momentum here, so it's a little scary to take this trap, but also could be a failed breakout of this trading range, small trading range, come back up into it. Strong bull bar, any near its high. Confusing now. I am not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think I can take this trap anymore. That bull bar is way too strong. Looks like trading range, and we're coming back to the top of trading range. Pushing up. Looks like now there might be follow through on the 5-minute. Strong bull bar. It just does this wacky choppiness here for no reason, really. And now might have a second leg up here. No setups for us. I'm not taking this long, nor am I taking this short. All right, we're above the 20 MA. Can't go short here. There might be some credence to go long here, thinking this is a trading range. Come back to the top of the trading range, which is what we did. The trading range indicator showing us the trading range here. And when it broke beneath it, failed breakdown, comes back up to it. Could have been some credence, but it's risky. I don't know. It looks like it wants to burst upwards. The fact that we had like a failed breakdown and we're coming back up makes it feel like this next attempt is going to be able to break through the overnight highs. I think we're going to strong push up. That's what it feels like. But who knows? I mean, it's ugly. Right? The 10K chart coming back down basically to try to retest the 20 MA. Pushes down again. Amazing. All I know is that there's no setup for me, so just watching. Ginger says, would your strategy work on other instruments such as the S&P 500 or Bitcoin? Yes, as long as there's liquidity, it has to have a lot of volume for price action to be accurate. But you know, like if you're like doing like a really like small cap stock, you know, penny stock or something, then price action is not that reliable. But when you have something as liquid as the S&P 500 or Bitcoin, you know, these are definitely, you know, there's enough volume in there for sure. This is just a trading range, but it's like bubbling underneath the resistance. So Am I looking for a trade here? Not really. It's very confusing in my opinion. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Do remember there is news tomorrow. J. Lee Dakely asks, how can I get the free Apex account? Not sure how. If you can find out, let me know. We did have a giveaway where we're giving out free Apex accounts, but that was because of the 10,000 sub special. If you guys don't know, I just surpassed 10,000 subs about a week ago. We had a special on Monday, and it was a banger. It was probably one of the most hype streams we've ever had, and we had drinks, we had prizes, we had just people going crazy. We had Warren Buffett join us. We had Michael Chin, Al Brooks, and Matt from Price Action Trade. They were all there in one spot. It was a great time. BNZNB, one of the winners of the raffles. We're up 100 and just chilling on this, sitting on the 100. Aiming for this gap. No setup. Gap is filled. Is he gonna bounce off this gap? I mean, this 5-minute candle, strong bull bar, but coming back to the previous day's close. There's just no setup here. I mean, if I had a trap trade, I'll go short here, but no trap even. What can you do? It's just moving like just sporadically. Not much I can do here, other than watch. Big push down. Could be aiming for this gap and also probably previous day's close. So the trading range day is starting to turn to a trading range day still. Even though the strong push up, it hits his head on the overnight high. And this is why we marked it, because we want to see if it acted as resistance, and it acted as resistance. Like I mentioned, if this was above the overnight high happening, then I would be more inclined to go long, but because it's happening underneath it, when resistance acts as resistance, then you typically want to take note of that and trade accordingly. We got a trap trade, but happening so far away from the 20 MA. Not really interested in it, but I like the fact where it's going. I like the fact that it's going back to the previous day's close, which I think can act as a nice solid key area for us. So I like the premise, don't like the setup right now. 10K chart going underneath the 20 MA. 5-minute chart just actually creates a two-legged pullback to a second entry short here. Amazing, actually. Didn't realize that, but maybe that was the setup. Trap about the trigger, but I'm not interested in this trap. Too far away from 20 MA. Maybe if we get this third push down near the 20 MA, I might take to go short. Nope, not close enough for me. It's about a point away from 20 MA. Good signal bar though. This may be enough for people to go short here. A little too choppy for me as well. At this point, you basically want to take advantage of the trading range here. So you want it to actually pop above so you can come back down to the bottom trading range. Right now, you're near the bottom of the trading range, so it can work, but you're basically banking on a breakout of this trading range here. Double top, micro double top. It's just choppy to me. I'm waiting for it to actually push up a little bit, like a burst up and push back down. And I'll be looking to go short. Micro double top could be enough for traders to go short here. Easily be enough. I'm actually eager to go short here because I have a bearish bias right now. And you can maybe say any bias I have will be bearish because I'm a panda. But right now, because of my bearish bias, I see any type of setup to go short. I'm really eager to take it. But I like it if it actually pushed above, touched the 20 MA, bounce off of it. I like it closer to key area, a little bit closer. I can potentially take it, but also now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overlapping bars in a row. So if it does trigger here, it can just come right back up, following this pattern of limit order market. Right, we're currently in a limit order market. So what I wanted to do is pop up above and then go in below. Not sure if we're gonna get it though. Pandas are not actually bears. They're just kung fu masters. Top of bamboo stalks, balancing on it with 1 foot. That's actually what I'm trading on right now. I'm on top of a bamboo stalk. What is going on? It does trigger the trap, and if it goes without us, then sayonara. Sorry, you're gonna miss it. I just don't like how choppy it is right now, and I don't like how it didn't touch the 20 MA. Couple of things I didn't like about it. That's the reason why I'm not in this trade. We're going to wait for maybe even a two-legged pullback now to the 20 MA. It could get a nice two-leggy here. Let's see if we get it. I'll take any hidden second entry short here as well. So those who took that short are sweating, wondering, why didn't I listen to Panda? I mean, Panda seems to be so wise. Why didn't I listen to him? So you're sweating right now. Thoughts and prayers to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. You're still in the trade though. Your stop loss is 1 tick above this bar. And you're still in the trade actually. Still in the trade. You might still be in the trade. Oh, now you got stopped out. Now we have a second entry short here with the premise, with a failed breakout of this small trading range. So hopefully we can take advantage of the fact that this is most likely a failed breakdown or breakout. We're in a downtrend. We're off the 20 MA now, and we have a key area down here, so we're looking to go short. And just need a decent signal bar. I don't want it to be super bullish. I don't know what's happening here. Pretty bullish signal bar currently forming. That's a pretty bad signal bar. Even with the best setup, that's a hard signal bar to take. Ooh, pretty bullish. Man, that's a bad signal bar. Can't have it all, huh? For any single setup. The higher time frames, bouncing off the 20 EMA. The 5-minute chart. Creating a two-legged pullback on the 5-minute chart back to the 20 EMA, A, B, C. We can have possibly a trend line here, bouncing off of it, also 20 MA. Do I have a pivot like that as well here? Interesting. Okay. I had this big one here. I can get rid of this guy. Didn't see this. Overshoot might lead to an undershoot. Boy, oh boy, how confusing can we get? Huh. I'm a sucker for this. I want to go short, but now looking at this trend line, it feels like we're bouncing off of it. That's a good signal bar to go short. All right, I'm taking this trade. Do not copy my trades. Trigger is right above it. I'm in this trade. Do not copy my trades. Looks like it's bouncing up. Should I reverse this? No, I'll just take the hit. I'll take the hit here. Thinking that's a good signal bar off the 20 MA. Have all my previous premises, trading range, but bouncing off of this could be the reason why I'm going to lose this, because we're actually bouncing off this channel going upwards. I might get hit here. The risk is very small, 2-point risk. Came with a retracement. Almost got stopped out by 1 tick. Creating a micro double top currently. It seems like it's going to try to stop me out. I mean, when it looks like this, you're probably going to get stopped out. Darn. Darn, darn, darn. Very, very tricky. I mean, man, I had my bearish buy. I saw a good signal bar. Thinking, man, what a tease. I'm going to go for it. And I took the bait. And, man, bouncing off this trend line, I'm realizing now we're probably an uptrend. And, going to shoot upwards. So, it gives me some slippage, which is annoying again. So I'm actually down to 1250. Unfortunate, Panda. I mean, I saw this good signal bar. I'm like, all right, if you're gonna give me a signal bar like that, I'll take it. Thinking we'll come back into this trading range at least. But tough one, tough loss there, tough loss. Coming off resistance as well on a downtrend, tough loss. Is the one thing that I mean, I guess now we're looking at is a bounce off of this trend line, but man, boy, oh boy, tricky in my opinion. Tricky. Could be a place where people were loading up. 5-minute chart as well. I mean, 2-leggy bouncing off of this. You know, this could have been the reason why as well. 2-legged pullback off the 20 MA. Terrible signal bar, but also trend line. So trend line with the 20 MA could have been the push up here for the 5-minute chart. Could be the reason why. Darn. All right. Well, pretty much break even today. It is what it is. I took my shot. I saw a good signal bar. Saw the 20 MA. Saw that, you know, we could potentially come back into this trading range. Saw the clear target, the previous day's close. Saw the bounce off the resistance. Had all these things I thought were in play for us, but ends up biting us in the tail. And it is what it is, Pandas. But Pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Remember that there's news at 8:30, and just be ready for that. If you're trading the pre-market, just know that you can have some crazy volatility around 8:30. So, Pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. 9 o'clock for a pre-market show, 9:30 for, or 9:15 for the mainstream. And as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.